I'll be relaying orders to you. We have received preliminary results from the tests regarding the recent missile attack. We've spotted a potential launch area for that second cruise missile shot at Grace Maria. It most likely came from a facility in the northern sea of Estovakia, somewhere in the vicinity of Sonne Island. About 15 years ago, the Ulysses collision brought about a state of misery and fear unprecedented in modern history. Nations worldwide took their own measures on how to deal with the impending crisis posed by meteors if they were to hit the Earth. The Estovakians had developed a giant railgun for the purpose of intercepting those meteors. But for some reason, they stopped short of bringing it to fruition, and soon after, meteors had fallen on many nations, Estovakia among them. There is not much intelligence available concerning this giant railgun, and nothing of it has been made public since the prototype. Some from the American Ministry of Science and Technology were concerned about the potential dangers of the meteor interception system used as a weapon of war. As crisis loomed, the nations banded together and decided to prohibit any further development of the meteor interception system. Although the technology was being developed for peaceful purposes, the potential for evil was far too great a risk to take. Emeria cannot be at peace until the threat of cruise missiles has been completely eliminated. You've been assigned to investigate an area just north of Sonne Island. Destroy any cruise missiles found and their facilities. If you happen to encounter any threatening objects, move into attack formation immediately. Blow the hell out of all targets. It's time to put an end to this tragic period in our history, which has emerged as a result of the Ulysses incident.
What is with the writing?
Again, this is what happens when you have a literal translation and the voice director just going, okay, be as professional as possible.
Fuck it. Crow, I would like to raise an objection at this point.
Okay.
This is not Project Sylphid.
Oh, for fuck's sake. God damn it.
Am I wrong?
So, here we go. Chandelier at the end of all things. Basically, what happens when you slam Stonehenge and Megalith together into the same weapon.
This seems like an entirely sensible idea. You know, full of great precautions and, you know, with a deft approach to ethics.
Are we ready to fly
Yeah.
with these planes?
Again, like,
Garuda team, time to take off.
Estovakia is basically just one big giant knockoff country, so of course their super weapon is a big giant knockoff of Stonehenge.
Sure, I guess.
Also of note, for this mission, we are flying the Ace Combat 6 cover cannon Garuda Squadron, with the F-15 for Talisman and the F-16 for Shamrock. Also, wait, what?
I'd like to say hello. Hello to all American Air Force pilots in the northern sky.
Wait a minute.
Whose voice is that? I'm just a civilian. My name's Melissa Herman.
Oh no, it's Cutscene Mom. She's invaded the game.
It's time for pathos!
Ah!
I don't know a whole lot about war, but
I don't think any of these people know a lot about...
More or less.
please, pilots, listen to my mom. She has something important to say.
Yeah, because that'll convince them. Oh, god damn it, Shamrock.
You're complicit in this.
The Estovakian military has that battery, and it can't be destroyed.
She might be trying to disrupt our plans. I better contact Grace Maria base.
Wait! Let's hear her out first!
But that's when its construction was completed.
We cover to optimum cooling. We can resume with launching.
Okay.
Roger. Resume attacks immediately. All stricken team members assemble for takeoff. For the glory of our country.
Oh, good news, now we can access the northern crater, and god damn it, you fucking pricks.
Well, there goes the no damage objective again.
Yeah.
Collapse on its own. Not only that, even if they get the there's also a backup. They have to get back.
Right, so we're basically Death Starring this thing then.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like,
Also, yeah, like, it's finally taken to the end of the bloody game, but oh, holy shit, Melissa finally did something plot relevant.
I got it from a flight instructor.
like, I never dared to hope.
Meanwhile, Talisman's going, Wojciech, that name sounds familiar. Didn't I kill him?
Man, I'm tempted to chime in with a comment on how important this is, but
It's Ace Combat, just go with it. Ew.
yep.
Let's go, Garuda 1. It's time to finish this.
Please be careful, everyone.
Not helping.
Why are you still on the radio?
All planes, let's move out.
Garuda 2, roger. Windlubber here.
It's not even the typical plausibility issues. I'm just highly skeptical of them being on the radio in the first place.
Yeah, especially because they're broadcasting from a public radio station.
I can just talk to fighter pilots.
The gun barrel. So this is what they use to try and blast that mover.
There's a defensive barrier covering the target. That thing's not gonna budge under a few attacks. Garuda 1 destroyed the target.
So, yeah, you can sort of see there, like, every now and then the Chandelier will start to load a warhead into its barrel, and it travels along this really, really long, very impractical, like, conveyor belt to the gun.
It's very considerate of them to build that.
Yeah. And, yeah, basically, if you can get in there and blow up the warhead, it'll stop the firing sequence for a couple of minutes. And, like, that's basically kind of like a hidden objective over the course of this mission, because if you just let the warheads go, like, they will just shoot them at Grace Maria non-stop, and, like, I think there's actually, like, a hidden failure state in the mission
I
where,
should
like...
fucking well hope so.
Yeah, like, and, like, you can hear over the radio eventually that, like, more and more parts of the city are getting destroyed, and I think, like, yeah, you could actually fail the mission by just taking too long and letting too many missiles be fired.
It seems highly depressing that, you know, that being in the game would be a matter for specific praise and not just something that we would fucking well expect.
Talisman, you have a bandit on your tail.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the end of Homeworld 2, where, like, yeah, like, you gotta blow up all those missiles before they hit Higara, otherwise, like, everyone literally dies.
Missile was evaded.
Fox 3.
And the quote-unquote fun part about this one is, on the higher difficulties, the intervals between the Storos launching sequences get shorter and shorter to the point where, like, you blow one up and, like, 30 seconds later, they're loading another one already.
I mean, you can't blame them for that. That seems highly pragmatic of the Estovakians.
Yeah.
Sir, they've destroyed the target. Okay, wait exactly 10 minutes and then load another missile.
Missile launched. Ground target destroyed.
Whatever.
So yeah, basically, yeah, the
Number 5 is destroyed.
the main objective of...
Did you just
Sorry?
crash into it there? Or was that just you
Nope.
getting shot while flying through smoke?
Yeah, that was me getting straight by AA fire. So yeah, as you can sort of see by, like, the red denoted targets, yeah, the main objective, like Melissa and Matilda were saying over the radio, is to just blow up all the Chandelier's cooling systems, and you got 3 sort of freebies on either side of it with, like, the unexposed ones, but the ones, like, at the, you know, the tips of it are, like, hidden behind, like, these, like, super reinforced armored shutters where, like, you have to blow up, like, 3 layers of them before you can get to them. But the good news is, though, for every one of them that you take out, you get 1 bar on your allied support gauge. So yeah, you
worth
can
your
just
while,
like
then.
yeah, so yeah, you can just like hammer the top button on the D-pad and just sick the AI on basically everything you don't want to deal with, including the Strigan team.
In gun range.
I mean, fair enough.
Hmm.
I gotta hand it to I rip on this game and I rip on Sylphied a lot, but I really wish we could have had a game that was basically, you know, Sylphied, but with anywhere near this level of stuff in every mission. Like things that like actually do things, and like targets that actually have meaningful effects on anything if you blow them up, or, you know, literally any reason to go out of your way to try and destroy things.
Yeah, like
Literally
again,
any
like,
uses for anything other than the most broken weapons in the whole game.
And like again, this is a big reason why like I've been doing this like LP project, like, you know, the world building first and foremost, but just the fact that, like, you know,
Video games.
Yeah, exactly. Like, rip on the script all you want, but Project Aces makes some damn good games in terms of gameplay. Assault Horizon notwithstanding.
It just seems like the kind of thing that everybody should be ripping off more. Like, anybody can rip off game mechanics and just write a nice plot around them. That's why we have the entire shooter genre.
the entire shooter genre and Spec Ops: The Line.
Right? I mean, you know, that's just an example of how you can take a set of mechanics and just use them to craft something completely narratively original. You don't even have to be particularly mechanically original. You can just do some interesting stuff. You know,
Yeah, it's like
the Majora's Mask phenomenon.
Oh god, yeah. Because it's like, yeah, like, I knew how to play Spec Ops: The Line even before going into it, and yet I was not prepared for exactly what the hell I was getting into with that game.
So why the hell can we not have a game that plays, you know, anywhere from almost nearly exactly to actually completely exactly like this game, but that isn't completely batshit broken in every sense other than the mechanical? That'd be nice.
That'd have to be like something like one of those hybrid developers where, like, you know that meme, like in Heaven, like the cutscenes are designed by Square Enix, and like
Lord, how I know that
gameplay.
meme.
Yeah, it'd have to be like one of those things where, like,
I'm a big fan of how BioWare write the dialogue in both Heaven and Hell.
Again, how many BioWare games have you played? Because that is very accurate.
Yeah. Oh, you know, all of Knights of the Old Republic and all of Mass Effect and exactly one of Dragon Age. I think it's enough. You're not wrong. In either case.
Perfect, Garuda 1.
Why did this need to be a thing that you have to watch in engine? I don't get it.
You can skip it by pressing the start button, but I'm holding myself to a I guess you could say a little challenge of sorts where I'm going to do every bloody landing in this game manually.
I mean, you know, I get why they need to, you know, acknowledge the time it takes to land and refuel and resupply and do all of this stuff in a purely mechanical sense. But, like, games are starting to understand the difference between having to acknowledge something mechanically and having to actually make the player sit through it. Because that shit's boring.
Yeah, it's boring, but you've also got to remember, games like these are made for plane nerds, and plane nerds love the shit out of actually manually landing a plane. So, you know.
There's manually landing, and then there's, you know, watching a cutscene in which it is implied to have been manually landed, but actually it's automatic.
No, you actually control that landing.
Oh, but you can press start to skip it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's basically, it's entirely optional if you want to do it yourself or not, but yeah, you just press start, the game fades out, and suddenly you're on the ground.
Are you telling me that Jennifer Hepler's gameplay skipping button actually has precedence?
Possibly.
Wow.
Because you've been able to do that since, like, Ace Combat 4, I think?
I did not appreciate that before.
Also getting way too close to that gun barrel.
Yeah. That seemed like a not great place to be.
Well, in my defense, I had no fucking idea it was gonna fire. Also, whoa.
Yeah, careful there.
Yeah. Also, yeah, I love how Project Ace's staple of "fuck you" cranes are just back all over this thing.
I'm not completely certain how I feel about the scale of stuff in this game. I don't know how, like, whether or not that's right.
Oh yeah, the scale is just
Yeah.
all over the place, wonky. Like, I find, like, ships in particular really suffer from the scale problem where, like, if you get, like, your... Oh god, I almost crashed there. But yeah, like, if you get, like, really close to, like, a destroyer or a carrier, like, your plane is almost bigger than it at times. Whereas in cutscene, yeah, no, everything is properly to scale.
I mean, I guess that scale is actually a pretty good candidate for, the reason why we don't see this kind of game more often, because in a small space,
yeah,
scale is quite easy, and in the sky it's really hard, and in space it's fucking impossible.
Yeah, and I was going to mention that, yeah, like, oh, I took a really dumb hit there, but, yeah, like, basically in, a game like this, yeah, you're supposed to be up in the sky, basically facing planes for the majority of the game. So, like, yeah, like, a lot of the scaling stuff on the ground-based enemies is quite off, because under normal circumstances, yeah, you never usually get this low.
Yeah. I'd like to see, something approaching the open world ideal applied to ground and sky and maybe even space. And No Man's Sky is kind of, paying lip service to the idea, but it kind of really obviously fudges it, and possibly trying to do that and to do this, 60 quintillion planet proc gen bullshit all at the same time in the same game was a bit of an ask.
Yeah.
But I don't see why...
Missile strike confirmed.
Like, I don't see why you couldn't have a game that kind of maybe did the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare thing, where you can be in space flying around and go a bit down and go into flying around the atmosphere and then go and land and get out and run around and take cover behind chest-high walls and shoot things. It's...
Like, I know, like...
It's all video games, man.
Yeah, like, I've been watching Lazy Fire's LP of it.
Same.
And, like, yeah, there's so much potential in there, and, like I remember, like, the E3 debut trailer when they showed all that, and they kind of made it look like it would be, like...
It's in space. What is this weird space game? Hang on a minute, I recognize that exact grenade bouncing sound. Oh, God!
Oh, motherfucker. Yeah.
I am not even, like, slightly being facetious. That was how I first realized that what we were looking at was a Call of Duty game, was from the grenade bouncing sound.
I think it was, when they actually showed the first-person perspective, and just the way the guns kind of played, was when I kind of tweaked onto it, because, like, I was watching this with, like, several other people, and, like, they kind of came to the conclusion at the same time I did, oh my god, this is a Call of Duty game.
There is a very Call of Duty-like reloading animation.
Launching missile.
That you can do. There's a whole, like, I don't know about aesthetic, but maybe we can say it was a kinesthetic hallmark of how the cartridge comes out of the gun, and it comes out and drops it and picks it up and slams it back into the gun. Speaking of slamming things into things.
Also, yeah, I just want to point out that one of the main reasons I specifically went back and did that landing and reload and everything was to get my plane repaired, and I'm back up to about the level of damage that I was before I did that.
This plane repairing thing seems highly implausible, given that you just landed on a runway.
I think, yeah, they just swap out for a new one.
Yeah. It's still not quite as, on the face of it, ridiculous as the Sylphie thing, where you just, like, roll up to a fuel tanker that's hanging around and somehow it repairs all of your armor and replaces all of your bullshit space guns.
Oh yeah, that's the Ace Combat Advanced style of repair and resupply. Like, you just push a button and, like, yeah, the tanker plane comes in.
That monster's got a backup unit.
And, oh god.
Could be worse, your plane could have regenerating health. How in Infinite Warfare, your plane literally does have regenerating health.
Nanomachines, son.
Right. So I don't really know how I feel about any of that.
We can't even get close enough with that artillery on our butts.
Oh boy, is it time for a suicide mission.
I think it might be.
For a closer look.
Don't be stupid, Shamrock.
Also, yeah, I love how the main guns towers finally come online right now.
Garuda 2, that's too dangerous.
I know it's dangerous, but it's time for me to dance with the angels.
Almost there. Just a little further. Gotcha. Did you get the data?
Data confirmed. Now pull up, Garuda 2.
I'm losing thrust. But maybe I won't
Okay, let me just open my mod punishment button panel here.
see what these angel wings can do.
User was probated for that post.
Well,
So that I don't even know where to respond to that.
Shamrock is down.
hallelujah.
Shamrock is alive! He's gotta be alive!
Ghost guy, take it.
Oh yeah, he's totally alive, yeah, just slamming into, like, icy, like, frigid waters at high speed after getting shot by anti-air fire.
He doesn't need thrust though.
No. Yeah, well, he's got angel wings now. Also, okay, so I'm basically dead at this point, about to fly into an entire AA gun screen. So guess what happens here?
A lot of explosions.
Yeah, don't do what Donnie Don't does.
I am getting that distinct impression. Well, let's try that again.
So yeah,
Magic of editing.
yeah, so basically, yeah, I'm just gonna hope that my bombs can take out the majority of those gun towers there, and that the AI will suddenly do its job now, because it's kind of slacking off all of a sudden now that we're at the big final climax of the game, and oh, here we go, they're taking them all out now. But yeah, like, I'm on basically like a razor-thin margin for error now in terms of, like, the damage I can take.
Fully loaded and ready to launch.
Well, that's pretty video games.
4, 3, 2, 1, launch.
Also, yeah, like... yeah, like, I do appreciate how, like, yeah, when you take out all the cooling units, like the support structure around it just completely collapses.
Stuff happening.
Yeah, but like I would have loved it if, yeah, like the second they tried to fire it again, because everything around it that's keeping the damn thing up has been destroyed, like the cannon just kind of falls down.
Space Marine, is there
Also, boom, there we go.
Yeah, that,
Also,
that
yeah,
looked
so-
pretty difficult to see given the smoke.
Hmm.
We did it! We finally got it!
Never say finally.
Yeah. Also, yeah, if you're playing this on like the higher difficulties, and like a named enemy ace will show up, and if you shoot him down and you check his assault records, it turns out it's actually Gustav Dvornik, the big bad of the game, and you just take him out randomly at the very end.
He just shows up to try and murder you.
More or less, yeah, because he's running this whole show. But anyways, here
This-
we go.
This seems sane.
Yeah, the final enemy of Ace Combat 6. Something at the end of a goddamn tube. But this is it. We have beaten the game. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I am 9Gear Crow, and this has been Let's Play Ace Combat 6 Fires of Liberation. We'll see you all eventually in Ace Combat X.
Man, this did not end the way anyone planned it.
I saw the cannon go down. All planes, it's the end of the war.
We finally did it! The team did it! We took that baby out! Talisman, you are the man! Hey, Jimmy, now you can go see the
Look, Talisman, the sun's coming up. Even after the darkest nights, morning always comes. Those we've lost gave their lives to bring the morning light. Living this day to the fullest is the highest tribute we can offer to their memory. Now come on, let's get back home.